Hey everyone, welcome to Jeep with Jim. I'm Jim and it is Mod Saturday. And today I'm really excited because we've got a MOLLE panel from Putco. This is the MOLLE panel for the tailgate on the Jeep Wrangler JL. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pop this off here and put this MOLLE panel on here. Going to show you some great tips and tricks on how to get it on here really quick and really easy. First, I'm going to recommend using some painter's tape and a cordless ratchet. This will make your job a little bit easier. It'll help keep things from falling on the ground on you all the time and just make things go a lot faster. Taking off this panel is really easy. Honestly, if you've got a trim removal tool, use that. If not, a little screwdriver will be fine. The other thing I recommend is also getting your bolts and the spacers and the washers all organized nice and neat. So we got 3 M8 bolts right here with short spacers and washers on them. Then we've got 3 medium-sized M6 bolts with washers and long spacers. And then we've got 2 long M6 bolts with washers, long spacers, and short spacers. Get it organized like this, it'll make your job a lot easier. So I'm going to start with the back panel first. We've got 3 big holes in these spots right here for our short M6s. And these bolts right here, they need the spacers on the other side of the panel. So my recommendation, put the washer and the bolt in, and then we'll turn it over and we'll put the spacer on there. Because these have a tendency of sliding off, I'm going to put a little bit of painter's tape just to hold it in place. Same thing with the bottom hole here. And the spacer for it. And the same thing with the last big hole right here on this side. Put it in there. Hold that bolt in place and put the spacer on it with a little bit of painter's tape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to thread this bolt right here on the bottom of the panel and this one very loosely just to hold it in place. The key is to leave a little bit of play in the panel because we've got to put the MOLLE panel in place over top of it and put bolt through these holes here on the MOLLE panel and the back panel, but a spacer behind the back panel. So we need to get our fingers back there. For this, we've got 2 M6 bolts with a large spacer and a small spacer. Now, what happens is the bolt goes through the MOLLE panel like so. Then we put a large spacer in between, put it through the hole, let's get it started there, and then we put our small spacer in between the back panel. Then when we get it through there, we want to finger tighten it so that spacer doesn't come off. Same thing is true right here for this bolt hole, and we take the big spacer off and the small spacer off, put it through the hole, big spacer in between, push it through the hole a little bit. Take the small spacer, put it between the back panel and the hole. Now we're going to take the 3 medium-sized bolts. We're going to put them through these holes with spacers in between them as well, like so. Last one. What I recommend here is leave these 3 completely undone so we can move that MOLLE panel back away so that we can tighten these bolts that go directly into the back panel. Now with these tightened, we're going to go ahead and tighten these right into the tailgate. One of the things you'll notice is these spacers will roll as long as everything's loose. So don't over tighten them. You do want them to stop rolling, but you don't want to over tighten them to the point at which it squishes the spacer back here. Give it a couple of pops to hear if it makes any noises. You know if it does, it's probably loose. There you go, all mounted up, ready to go. Now you're ready to start connecting up your MOLLE Panel mounting grips from Putco any way that you like. In a matter of about 15 minutes, we got the Putco MOLLE Panel for the Jeep Wrangler JL put on and mounted up, and all of the grips put on as well, and all of our gear stuck on here. Couldn't be easier than that. These things are really awesome and very utilitarian. I can't wait to get it out on the trail and see all the things I can do with it.